So I watched a bunch of people, regardless of their age, gender, sex, religious beliefs, all get their first client while I was sitting there not seeing any results myself. This is around a year ago from today, and I'd wake up in the summer super motivated to get started, work on my agency for the day. I would bang out all the tasks that I had put on my list in about 30 to 45 minutes, including my meditation, journaling, affirmations, whatever it might be, and I'd be done for the day. So I decided I need to go and research. I need to figure out what the next thing is, what the next strategy is that I can implement on my agency. After watching about 2 videos taken about 30 minutes of half-hearted notes, I would see that one YouTube short or that one gaming event from Twitch that I wanted to keep tabs on came up, and I decided that I needed to watch it. Then later on in the day, after hours and hours of watching, I would then again get demotivated. I'd feel sad, I'd feel like I was a failure, but then after pumping myself up, doing push-ups and saying I'm going to change my life tomorrow, I would be ready to go again, and the same cycle would repeat over and over and over and over again. After doing research, I found out that the reason why I was staying in this complacent loop is not because of anything that went wrong in my specific life. It was something in our human brains that date back to our primal days where we were always trying to survive and stay away from predators like that guy. Because we had to stay in environments where it was so scarce and things were so hard to actually maintain and get after, we seek comfort, right? We seek a place where we can remain without any threats to our life. And because of that, in modern society where things are comfortable, we are super complacent because our brains are happy exactly where they are based on the wiring from thousands of years ago. That is why the NPCs, the bots, the followers of the Matrix actually exist in the world. Because their brains subconsciously tell them that they're doing well, they're surviving, and they're thriving, they're able to stay in the complacent loop that they're currently in over and over and over again, even though the philosophy and the way it actually works is extremely outdated. But unfortunately, this doesn't work in business. If you avoid confrontation, if you avoid the unknown, you're never actually going to venture out and see success. So what I want to do in this video is break the mental cage, because it's not another self-improvement video where I'm going to tell you to quit all your habits and do all that stuff, because there's one belief that if you really had and you really affirmed yourself to, all of that would happen automatically, and everything that you want would fall into place, and the momentum and the inertia that would carry you down just like a skier at the top of a hill. So let me ask you a question. If you had undeniable proof and heaps of results that you can consistently deliver and make money and provide value for business owners within whatever niche that you're targeting over and over and over again, you would probably have no issue approaching them and asking to run ads or to provide a service for them, right? If the answer is yes to that question, what you're after is a case study. And when you're beginning as a business owner, it might seem like you don't have any at all. If I were watching this video right now, I'd be thinking to myself, yeah, I don't have any case studies, Alex. Thanks for pointing it out. But really, what I want you to realize is that you do have a case study, and right now you're looking at it. Whether you're leaning back in your gaming chair or you're slumped in on your couch, those eyes that you're looking into right now are a case study of everything that you've ever seen, heard, or experienced in your entire life. And whether or not you think you have an interesting life or not, the relative scale of what you've done and what you've seen can be exemplified and have strong emotions attached to it no matter what. This is not a case study you can throw up on a slideshow, but it is a case study that I used to get my first client, and Andres used to get not only his first client, but also his first 16 clients in only 18 days with no prior results or any experience running ads or doing outreach or sales of anything of that kind. Right now, this is all you got, and it's a lot better than poaching screenshots from a media buyer that messaged you back on Fiverr or trying to fake results in any other way. So what I'm going to show you how to do is leverage this case study in your life experiences, because the strongest thing that if you can master, you're able to sign clients over and over and over again without really having any experience running ads or delivering a service. I lied to my first 5 sales calls and said I had results and poached screenshots from a guy who messaged me back on Fiverr. Because of that, I got denied a lot, and my first prospect even laughed at me and left the sales call. But it wasn't until the 6th Zoom call where, after pitching the guy and going through my whole spiel, he felt really bad and started to pity me. And because of that, he asked me why I was even trying to run a business in the first place. I told him my story, I explained everything about why I'm actually trying to do this, and he was emotionally invested into me. And without even knowing it, I had just sold him in a way that I'd been trying to figure out for the few weeks prior to actually getting that client. So if you want to do this as well, I want you to pull out a pen. And no, I don't care whether you actually do it or not, but if you are serious, I highly recommend you pick one up. Because what we're going to do is we're going to write down all of the life events that we've had where there's a story of triumph where something was achieved. Whether it was your first victory royale on Fortnite or your first girlfriend or you won a tournament at school, you're going to write down all of these things because they are events that are important in your life, and relative to the scale of everything you've done, they can be extremely important or not that important at all. Make sure each of these events are double spaced on the paper because below them, we're going to be writing some bad things that actually came up in the process of getting them. The reason why is because of the movie 8 Mile. At the end of the movie, Eminem is going up in a rap battle against this guy who rhymes better than him, has the audience, and has everything going in his favor, yet he still somehow manages to win. The way he does this is by opening up with everything wrong about his life. He talks about how he had abusive parents, about how he wasn't the smartest kid growing up, and because of that, and because he openly told everyone in the audience about things that people would hide away for their entire lives, they looked at him weird, but they also trusted him. This gave him a lot of leverage, and when he started roasting the other guy and explaining what he was hiding away, everybody laughed at the other dude, and because of that, he gained leverage. And that is the story of the 8 Mile effect and what's called a damaging admission. When we are brutally honest and brutally upfront about the challenges that we face, they are no longer left for assumption, and because of that, people will trust us and trust what we have to say a lot more. And therefore, the good is a lot more important because of the bad and the BS that actually looped up into it being achieved. If you've ever met a person that puts on a perfect front, they are the exact opposite of doing that. Because they always try and be good when they're not good, you are going to see them in a lot more negative of a light. Or even if they're always good, you're going to assume the bad things about them because they're not open about what's actually going on in their life. So once you've written all your life events down, I want you to narrow it down to a solid 3. Yes, this doesn't encapsulate everything about you, but it is going to be the key points that allow you to tell your story and explain why you're actually trying to start a business in the first place. If you want to see mine are that I actually was a gamer, that I played soccer growing up, and that I washed dishes. Right? There's a lot more about me that my YouTube audience, that people I speak with on a daily basis don't know about me, but because those are the 3 main events that encapsulate why I'm actually here in the first place, they carry the most weight and the most emotion. Along with that, there's negative things connected to them. When I was gaming, I spent 12 plus hours a day at my desk. I deteriorated my health. I lost friends. When I was playing soccer, I was crying on the way to practice because I was scared of messing up, and because that had a fear of having to fail and have a big fear of having confidence in playing with flair. And then in washing dishes, I saw people who were 3 times my age in that same complacent trap, doing the same task over and over and over again. And instead of having any long-term goals, living for cheap pleasures like food, cigarettes, whatever it might be. And at first, I tried to leverage these case studies in a robotic way. I'd get on a call and say, hey, now it's time for you to learn a little bit more about me, and then go off about everything. But really, that doesn't work. And it was only until I saw the clip of Bruce Lee talking about water for the 1,000th. Now it has application, because what that did is it showed me that case studies are simply a way of backing up a claim that you have made. They're like water, they are fluid. I'll give you an example. I'm a billionaire. No, you're not. My bank account doesn't have 9 zeros following it. Oh, I played Skylanders growing up. Here's the case study, image of me holding the Skylander thing. All a case study is justifying a claim that you've made about some life event or experience in any point in time. Because of that, I want to use your case studies to justify and back up any claims that you make. A very good example of this is when you are DMing a prospect. Let's say you're in their inbox, the only thing that they're imagining is, why is this guy DMing me? That's what they're thinking about at that current moment in time. So what you can do is you can justify why you're DMing them by sharing the part of your story about why you started a business, and vice versa, going through a lot of other situations in the whole sales process of trying to get clients on board. If you can master this, the delivery of your case study is going to get better and better and better over time, and you are soon going to start to be able to sell people without even having to use any sales tactics tactics and just by speaking with them. It's a lot more fulfilling to close somebody in that way because now they're actually there for you and not the gimmicks and the nuances of your service, especially when you're first starting. This will also give you the motivation to start and let momentum carry you down that slope and allow you to see success, because now you have the case study, you have the result that you can leverage to sign on as many people as you want, because your life itself is a story of triumph. Yes, you might not be where you want to be right now. Everybody is in constant pursuit of something, but you have to understand that everything you've achieved in your past has a story of a lot of BS that led up into it being achieved. And if you can share that, a lot of people will have the trust to believe that you are a hard worker and that you can get after it. So use those results and get that first client.